Lancaster, Pennsylvania has just recently been recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a top place to retire due to its affordability, desirability, and quality healthcare. It offers the perfect balance between natural landscapes and urban amenities, a vibrant cultural and culinary scene with convenient access to nearby East Coast cities. Retirees can find a range of housing options from downtown living to 55-plus communities, while still having all 4 seasons to fully enjoy year-round. And if you guys are looking to move in and around the area of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, or you're just looking for more information on the area, feel free to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. I'd be happy to help you out, meet you there, and build a relationship from there. My goal is to be your #1 real estate resource when it comes to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Now let's jump right into it. The first reason why so many people like to retire in Lancaster, Pennsylvania is its affordability. So unlike other metro areas or other big cities like Philadelphia, they get pretty pricey. Now, Lancaster's housing market is still booming, it is still going crazy, and it is still competitive for buyers, but it is far less expensive than other areas outside of Lancaster. If you go just a few miles east to Philadelphia, where, what would be considered a great place for a lot of people, it is very pricey. So for people like retirees who are looking for a nice, affordable place to live, Lancaster really fits a lot of their needs. It gives you all the amenities that most people would need as a retiree. It gives you the great health care that you need, which we'll get into later. It gives you, easy access to downtown, whether you already live downtown or you live just outside of the city and like to go in there, as well as it gives you the space and freedom that you need, unlike other, metro areas like Philadelphia or New York City or other places that might be a little bit bigger and less of that small town feel. The next thing why so many people love Lancaster, Pennsylvania, is because of the restaurants, the culinary and cultural scene. I know so many people from just outside of Lancaster that will actually travel, an hour plus to come to Lancaster, Friday nights, Saturday nights, whatever, just to, have fun, a night out on the town. Better restaurants here than surrounding areas, better shops here than surrounding areas. I notice a lot of people socially are coming to Lancaster while still living outside of the area, but then I'm slowly noticing as that happens, more and more people actually moving to Lancaster, just from outside of Lancaster too. It's quite funny, they're actually pretty close. I mean, you're talking 45 minutes to an hour, and you're still seeing people, come here for the restaurants, for the shops, and then eventually they come here to live. As I said earlier, a huge thing for retirees, which is important and should be important to more people than it is healthcare. Lancaster has access to very quality health care. We have access to Penn Medicine, Lancaster General Health, just within driving distance and depending on where you live, potentially even walking distance from where you live. And if you don't live in downtown Lancaster, it's within driving distance or you can catch a bus to those places. That's a huge deal, big deal for people who, might have health conditions that they need taken care of or, whatever it may be. We have great health care that, you have easy access to. Just downtown Lancaster makes it super easy and convenient for the people that need it. Now, a big thing for some people, which not even just retirees, but all people actually, is getting to experience all 4 seasons. Instead of just living in Florida year-round and, living in hot, muggy weather, which, don't get me wrong, I do like the warmth. We get that too in the summertime. But, you also get access to beautiful seasons like fall or beautiful springs, and you still get the, the nice winters that people love with the snow. And now jumping into the 55-plus communities, the 55-plus communities around here are actually some of the best in probably the country, and not just the country, maybe even the world, arguably. We have access to Willow Valley, which is probably one of the most prestigious retirement homes in the entire country. Willow Valley is a very high-end retirement community that lots of people will go to and have access to. And so we have plenty of people coming from not just, all over the county, but from way out of the area to move to Willow Valley to live there as a retiree. Now, we aren't just limited to Willow Valley. We do have places like Landis Homes and Brethren Village, which are also other fantastic retirement communities that plenty of people will come from all over to stay at. But we have some of the best retirement homes in the area that people will come from all over to live in. Now, not only do we have some of the best retirement homes in probably the country, we also have the perfect balance between urban and rural living. So we don't just have some of the best farmland and most beautiful landscapes that you will see that we are so famous for all over, that people will come from all over to visit us and see the Amish country. We also have beautifully landscaped cities that you go downtown. We have very quaint old buildings with the perfect mix with some of the more modern contemporary buildings that we see getting also built up. We're still that small town, downtown feel, but we are expanding a little bit, for all the people coming into the area, which is fantastic with some of these newer buildings that are going up. But while you're walking downtown, you will still see some of these old, quaint buildings that you would expect to while walking in downtown Lancaster. And then you step minutes outside of the city and boom, you're in Amish country. Farmland all over, buggies that you got to pass while you're on the road. It's fantastic. And that's why it's a great place for, the retirees who want that balance between, easy access city living, but also getting that, quiet, rural farmland life. So don't just take it from me. Take it from the facts. Take it from the people that are looking to retire, whether it's the near or far future from now. What's important to them? And then take a look at Lancaster, and does it have those things to offer? So in 2022, there was a survey done with over 3,100 people who were talking about the qualities of life as a retiree and what they are looking for in the place that they choose to retire. There were 6 weighted qualities that were important to most of these people, and they had to select which of these were the most important. So out of those 3,100 people, 25% of those people said that housing affordability was the most important to them when it comes to retiring. Now, when it comes to retiring in an urban, hustle-bustle city, I'd say Philadelphia, New York, all those places are much more expensive than Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And not only do you get all the amenities that those places have to offer, I think personally you get much more. Because now you also have access to the rural living and the farmland surrounding you while still getting all of the benefits of those things. So you get the fresh produce, you get the Amish baked goods, you get all those fantastic things that you wouldn't otherwise get if you were living in places like New York City, and it's much cheaper. The next thing, which I think is a very general thing, is the happiness index. So 22% of those people said that happiness, just being overall good quality of life, was most important to them. Now, I'd say most people probably want to be happy, so I'm kind of surprised that number's not a little bit higher. But you tell me, do you think this lifestyle would give you the happiness that you want? Now, one of the other indexes, though, that I did really want to point out that I thought were really interesting was the retiree tax index. So since we are way more affordable than most of the other places that people go to retire, we are the most friendly to retirees and the taxes that they pay. So we are much more affordable when it comes to the cost of living. Therefore, we have lower taxes than most other places. Therefore, we have lower taxes for retirees just in general. Retirees love coming here because they know that they're going to get the most bang for their buck. It's going to stretch the furthest. As opposed to places like New York City and other big cities. I mean, we are not a big city. That's what makes it so great. You get all the fantastic amenities that you would get in these places, but you're really not getting, the big downfalls when it comes to the expenses and the taxes and all those big things that would come with living in places like that, which people do like to live. But there is a reason why there are so many retirees that don't live in New York City, because it's so expensive. It costs a lot of money to live there. And as a retiree, you really want to get the most amount of money that you can get for your dollar. So that's where it comes to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. They all come here. It's fantastic here. Keep coming. We like it. And it's great. We offer the best amenities, the best bang for your buck in essence. Your dollar goes much further here. We have lower tax rates. We have lower costs of living. You really get the most for your money stretched in Lancaster, as well as you get the desirability of living here. So it is super desirable to live in Lancaster. You get a wide, diverse choice of where you want to live. If you want to live in a 55 plus community, you can. If you want to live in a retirement home, you can. If you want to live just in a, condominium complex, you can. If you want to live in a home that's just easier living, a little bit smaller, downsized on a nice piece of land, or, maybe just close, maybe a smaller piece of land, but closer to farmland, you can also do that as well. People like doing that because, you're able to live on a smaller piece of land but enjoy the beautiful nature and scenery and, landscape of living in an agricultural rural environment. And you're still close to downtown, which is fantastic. So, it makes it super friendly, not just for retirees, but just people in general. The people that want to live the lifestyle they want to live while still having all the practical amenities that you would have, living in a more population-dense place, is why Lancaster is so attractive to so many people, not just retirees. But with that being said, we really are well adapted to the retirees and have extraordinary retirement homes and amenities for the retirement community. So there you have it. If you guys are interested in moving to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, or you have any questions on the area, I really truly mean it when I say that I want to be your local resource. I want to have all the best information for you and more when it comes to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, answering any of the questions you have. If you have any questions about where you get started, leave a comment down below. I'd be happy to meet you and talk with you there, and we can go from there, guys. If you appreciated this video, please like and subscribe and watch some other of my videos. I'd love to provide some more value to you. And again, if you guys have any questions, you know where to reach me. I'm super excited to meet you and talk with you there.